computer. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me admit one more. Thank you for coming, everyone. And we'll start with a group strengthening. And I see there's more than half people I have never spoken to or met. So if you're brand new, you don't just relax and be open, and you don't have to understand or agree with everything I say. Just pay attention to how you're feeling, and see what happens. Okay, so if I look at this group, actually I'm going to just do some general strengthening for everyone, starting from our physical intelligence. We need our physical intelligence, which include our central nervous system and the central nervous system and the midline. So we make them strong and fast. And we're also going to integrate the whole central nervous system, which includes all the brains and cells, tissues, and brain tissues and cells and molecules, atoms, quantum particles, and empty spaces, and make them strong and fast. And also we're going to strengthen everyone's neutrality, and mind is, spirit is empty. For those who have taken the class, I'm doing the preparation page. Okay, so next one is we're going to strengthen everyone's perception, especially intuition, feelings, and delete the weakness from thinking, emotions, and then you will have stronger intuition. And once you have intuition, you will have insight, and then you will, and then you can manifest. Okay, so we're going to strengthen everyone in those aspects. And next one, we're going to strengthen all 6 supporting factors in life, make everything even, including health, fitness, money, finance, and relationships, and career and purpose. Every one of them needs to be strong, evenly strong with everything else in order to have a successful life. So we're going to strengthen that. And also we're going to delete all the weaknesses from having wrong answers or not having answers in the past. And then we're also going to strengthen the weaknesses from misinformation, especially from our education, and that can be from anywhere, and the limitations from cultural, family, and schooling, experts, ancestors, etc. So, and then we can rely on our physical intelligence to give us answers. And next one, again, I'm going to strengthen everyone's perception. The wrong answers still feel weak for this group. So we're going to neutralize everyone to wrong answers, right answers, no wrong answers, no right answers, neutral. Okay, so that feels strong. Also delete any weakness from thinking, reactions, emotions, and mistaken identities. Also strengthen everyone's exit portals, speed up exit portals so we can remove any energy that's not needed through our exit portals, and then delete any false truths. Okay, so if I look at this whole group, the central nervous system is still feels a little bit stagnated. That one thing has something to do with the winter. So we're going to strengthen the central nervous system to all seasons, make them all evenly strong and fast. And winter is no different from other seasons. Also, the central nervous system feels stagnated, and that is coming from overthinking, analyzing, and then misinterpreting and wrong conclusions. And then there's more overthinking and it's just a vicious cycle. So, okay, so we delete that down to 0 minus infinity. So make this group, how many people do we have on here? Let me see. Oops, where's my cursor? 25 people. Okay, so we'll make everyone evenly strong and also integrate at physical intelligence level, not mental level or spiritual level. So we're just one big energy flow. It's easier to get things done that way. Okay, so if you have any, I'm not good with checking messages, but if you have questions, do try put in chat, and I'll see if I can get to it, or you can mute yourself. So we're pretty casual here, no rules. Okay, so the one last thing, we're just going to speed up again, everyone in this group, speed up everyone's central nervous system's communication and integration with your surroundings, with people around, with empty spaces. So you don't feel out of sort, you feel fit in anywhere. Okay, so that's one thing. All right, so we'll just do this much for the group. And if we'll have time later or something come up, I feel like we need to strengthen the whole group, I will do that again. So now we're just going to take the individual requests. I have about 12 people on my list, so I'm just going to call your name. Half of you I have not even talked to or met, so so this will be interesting. All right, so let's start. The first one is Juan. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I will let Shell go first.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hello, welcome. Okay, so
So-
what bothers you?
My left knee pain.
Right now, do you feel that?
Yes, it's
Oh.
at level of 2, around 2 or
Oh,
3.
only 2. Okay. So this is not the knee doesn't feel weak, so it's coming from somewhere else. It's coming from your head. So the head, there's some trauma, not about yourself, about future, you and your future. There's some fear. In some way, like unable to support the future, including yourself, your family, and your goals, your expectations, etc. So we're just going to remove that. Also, you said the right knee?
Left knee.
Left knee. Yeah,
Yes.
I actually felt weakness on the left, but I thought you said right. Okay, so left knee, actually the whole leg is uneven, the knee, the hip, and not the ankle, but and the toes are uneven. So we're going to even that out. And the right leg, my hip, knee, and toes are also out of sync, and out of sync with the left. And the missing tail is not integrated with both legs. Also the spinal cord, missing tail, and the legs and the head will integrate and even, and also make it stable. Also, there's some pressure from your wife to be strong, to walk fast, to reach her goals or both of your goals in life. And there's some grief if you guys are not going as fast as you would like to. Okay, so we remove all that. We take her mental influence out of your body. And actually we'll take her mental influence out of her body too. Mind is, spirit is empty. She still has some pressure for success, perfection, and the speed. There's also some powerlessness. Okay, so we neutralize that and make your physical intelligence and hers evenly strong, synchronized, and with the speed of the light and beyond. There's still some pain from her. She has to surrender. There's certain things she cannot get her own, get her own way, or doing the way she wanted. So she has to kind of bend her knees, and which kind of bothers her. So we're just going to neutralize that. Okay. All right. Same or different?
A bit better. Yeah.
Okay. So we speed up both of your physical intelligence and your mind, your thinking. Also, both of you have pressure to push each other to move faster in a certain way, and especially your wife's physical intelligence. There's some shutting down if things are not done to her satisfaction. And also her physical intelligence is stagnated because your grief that you cannot meet her goals or both of your goals in a faster fashion. Okay, so neutralize that. Also her knees, there's some weakness that comes from her own pain. Just bending her knees to say authority. For example, if there's some rules, she has to, surrender to, or she cannot get away, etc. So there's some pain from her bending her knees to the power that be. Okay, so delete that. Also her knees and your knees separately strong, together strong, and all synchronized with your physical intelligence. Okay. Do you still feel the pain?
I think it's much better. Yeah.
Okay, so we delete your thinking. So you don't need to think, just feel. Okay. So
Yeah.
thinking, not thinking, always thinking, never thinking, always not thinking, never not thinking. And your knees and your brain cells synchronize, connect, and integrate. Okay, so strengthen that. Also, your wife always thinking, never thinking, always not thinking, never not thinking. Thinking, answers, no answers. Solutions, no solutions. Pain, no pain. Problem, no problem. Neutral. Okay, so feel your need. Are you still feeling any problem there?
Much better, but I think it's still like about one or so. Like it's there, but it's much better.
Yeah, it's still coming from your wife. Her physical intelligence. There's limitations, not allowing her to rest, to go all the way. By the way, everyone, even though I'm working on an individual, we all have these weaknesses. We're not just, or it could be past, future, or even though you're not feeling it now, we all share these weaknesses because we are one, we're all connected. So everyone will benefit. Anyways, so her physical intelligence, where was it? Her physical intelligence, stagnation, her pressure, limitations, and self-sabotaging, not allowing her to enjoy the present occurrence and present happenings and present, just what is and presently, in whichever way. Okay, so also her physical intelligence, there's some stagnation due to her overthinking, obstacles, limitations and efforts. So your needs are still weakened by her mind. Again, we take her mind out. Mind is spirit is empty. Send her mind to unknown places. Neutral. Okay, speed up both of your minds again. Okay. All right, so feel your need. Do you still feel any problem? Not thinking, just feel.
It's good. It's good
Okay.
now.
All right, thank you. Let's go to the next one. It will be Manessa, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
And what bothers you?
Well, I'm not married yet. My parents are worried. I'm not happy. I don't feel complete. So that's what is bothering me.
Okay, so number one, all these are misinformation, misinterpretation, like you have to get married to be happy, etc., etc. So there's a culture, misinformation, misinterpretation, and reactions, emotions, pressure, expectations, anticipations, reactions, emotions, and pain and irritation, powerlessness, grief, resentment, frustration, disappointment, and anger. So we're going to neutralize all that. That becomes a curse for you. So we're going to delete that down to 0 minus infinity. And your head, there's a pressure, your own pressure to be happy through these expectations. And that's your own curse. Okay, so delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Your mother, father, you, separately strong, together strong, you're all your own individuals. And also you, your mother, your father, there's a karma of unevenness. There's different power, the levels of power that is uneven. So we're going to even that out, and nobody is more powerful than anyone or less powerful. Okay, so change that and make 3 of you separately strong, together strong. And also make you to be neutral to a husband, no husband, family, no family, future, no future, problem, no problem, reactions, no reactions, thinking, no thinking, pain, no pain, happiness, no happiness, because all these are coming from the mind. So we just need to diffuse your mind from all these polarities, which does not take you anywhere. Because once you get married, there will be something else. Okay, so anything still, your physical intelligence integrate with the time and space. So you're here and now, also synchronize with your physical intelligence, synchronize with future, no future, pain, no pain, problem, no problem. Fulfillment, no fulfillment, happiness, no happiness, neutral. There's still pressure coming from your father, especially to marry you out, to like that's one of his responsibilities, to marry his daughter out. So that's also a karma. I would delete that down to 0 minus infinity. And yourself, to get married, there's a pressure, goal, obsession. That's another curse. Okay, so delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Okay, are you still bothered by it? What do you feel change when you think of this?
I don't know.
Do you feel a little more neutral or is still the same stress?
Yeah, I mean, I feel a little better, but I don't know what that better is exactly.
Okay, so there's still pressure to know the outcome, to plan the future, to plan your whole life out, and to plan the happiness through certain things like marriage. That is complete misinterpretation. But there's an obsession. The obsession comes from your father, yourself, and your family. And that's another curse. We're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Okay, so we'll speed up your mind, speed up your spirit, speed up your midline, speed up your brain cells, molecules, atoms, quantum particles, and empty spaces. Also speed up your brain cells integration with time and space.
Can I add something to that too?
Uh-huh,
I'm having irregular periods
uh-huh,
last 4 or 5 months. I
okay.
don't know if it's connected.
Okay, we'll get to that. First, now think of your marriage thing. Is that still a problem for you?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I made up my mind, but
No, just
somewhere
compare to earlier. You don't have to analyze it or use psychology. Just compare to when you present the problem, you were bothered, but are you still bothered by that now?
yeah, I'm better. I'm
Okay.
definitely
Okay, so let's see if I can resolve the period. The period thing comes from phobia, not your phobia. You're still coming from your father phobia about future, future births. If women are not married, it will be problem for him. I don't know in what way. I don't fully understand, your family situation or cultural situations. Anyway, so that's coming from his phobia, and also his false tooth is shutting down because he feels powerless about these things. And okay. All right. So, do you still have concern about this bleeding?
no.
Okay. All right, so no question, no problem. So the concern comes from the cause of the problem. So once you don't have concern, that means we resolved the energy weakness that created that. Okay, so let me know later how it goes.
Okay.
All righty, thank you. Let's go to the next one. Would be Mary. Are you there, Mary?
Yes,
What bothers you?
I am deciding at what point in time I should retire from my current job. And that's what I'm working on.
Okay, so you have difficulty deciding.
Yes,
Okay. First, make you neutral to this decision, no decisions, pain, no pain, problem, no problem, neutral. There's some uncertainty that weakens your central nervous system, but it's not just you, from your family. There's a cumulative collective uncertainty. Uncertainty is about future power, control, and fulfillment. Okay, so we neutralize that. Also, your central nervous system is out of sync with the space around you and with your location and with even this planet. Okay, so we synchronize that. Also, your central nervous system is unstable because your pressure to know, to have a decision, to not to make a mistake, to have answers, to be successful and happy. Okay, so neutralize that. Also, your brain cells, there's also pressure coming from, are you in, okay, I don't have to answer that, from your environment. People in similar situations and people in this area. So there is a collective confusion, uncertainty, pressure to know, and a fear of not surviving, and a fear of loss. Okay, so we neutralize that. Also, your brain cells, there's some stagnation coming from still collective overthinking and analyzing and and their education. Okay, so maybe that. Also your brain cells, there's still some stagnation coming from grief. Whose grief? It's your ancestors' grief, especially female ancestors' grief, mothers, grandmothers, etc. So the grief is getting older. You know, retire means you're getting older, and getting older and still not fulfilled. Okay, so we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. And still over the head, I feel there's some grief coming from unknown places. So that's there's a psychic connection to similar energy from unknown places. That's similar to grief and powerlessness, decision making, not to make a mistake, and being perfect. Retiring, not retiring, even knowing, not knowing, even, and future, no future, problem, no problem, neutral. And still feel some pressure over your head that's coming from, again, your area, especially women. The pressure is to be safe, to be comfortable, to enjoy life and yourselves. Okay, so delete that pressure. Okay. All right, so think of the same issue. Do you notice any change?
You touched on so many things. Thank you. I wasn't identifying with the female connection of the pressure, but I feel much better about the decision, no decision, just letting that go. I feel stagnated somewhat still on, I guess, self-care, taking care of myself. We talked about female pressure, fulfillment from other areas.
Okay, so there's still some things. So it's still in the head area that's not coming from you, again, coming from females in your family, in your community, in the area, especially in the same age group. So this females accumulative stagnation from their thinking. So we're going to synchronize your head with wormholes, black holes, and speed of the light. So we can transform this stagnation into light and speed and neutrality. And also the wormholes inside your head integrate with the space outside. I don't know how this works, but if it comes up, I just make it strong to it. Okay, so we do that. All right, how is that now?
I love the imaging of what you're talking about, of speeding things up. And I've suddenly become very, very hot sitting there. So thank you.
Okay, so you're neutral about retirement?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so next one, we go to Mei Ling. Are you there?
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to unmute. I had to find my mouse.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
bothers
So
you?
let me. I prepared the question. Let me just go over the question first. So the issue I'm encountering is my brother and sisters and nephew, something that we did in the past when we lived together, and we create some kind of issue, some conflict, and they still hate me, and I can feel that. Even though on the surface they don't talk about it, but I do feel it. And sometimes they avoid seeing me, and I cannot sleep at night until 3 a.m.
Okay, so you feel they hate you and you cannot sleep. Yeah.
Not necessarily hate me, but they feel
They don't like you.
They feel the resentment, even though they are at fault. and some of the things they think I'm at fault, and it's really a judgment call.
Okay,
that-
so we don't have to go to the analysis. Just what bothers you is you don't get along with them and you cannot sleep as well, sleep well, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and sometimes for no reason, my brother will yell at me for no reason.
Okay. All right. So first of all, your physical intelligence is not even with theirs. Theirs are not even with yours. And also your physical intelligence, there's pressure. Your pressure to think that they don't like you. So this is a psychological obsession to think you are not liked by others. So this is a curse. Can we remove? This is a big one. How many reasons? 1, 2, 3, 50,000 reasons. How many causes? 50,000 causes. The impact on you is 100%. So we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Also, your trauma from thinking over and over again how they don't like you and they think this and that about you. So you're actually chronically traumatizing yourself. So that's another curse. And that also need numbers. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 50,000 causes, 50,000 reasons, and the impact on you is beyond infinity. So we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Also, your head trauma and pressure to think you are different from everyone else. That's another curse. How many reasons? Another 50,000 reasons and causes, and the impact on you is 100%. Okay, so delete that. And your head and body integrate, and so you don't live in your head too much. And your physical intelligence and your head and your feet and the earth, the planet, all integrate. So you're more grounded energetically. Also, we need to integrate your physical intelligence with the space around you and the people around you, and any sort of energy around you. Okay, so strengthen that and also stabilize it. And your spiritual pain, this comes from your childhood. That's actually coming from you don't like others and also expecting others don't like you. And guess what? They will prove you're right in a lot of cases. So that's another curse. We're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. You, yourself, others, liking, not liking, loving, not loving, hating, not hating, rejecting, not rejecting, accepting, not accepting, or neutral. It's again, all cooked up in the mind. Okay, so change that. Okay, do you feel same or different?
A little bit better.
Okay, so we speed up your physical intelligence. Also, your head need to speed up in terms of the cranial cavity, brain tissue, brain cells, and the quantum particles. And so speed up to the speed of the light and beyond. Also speed up your spirit, speed up your midline, and speed up your central nervous system, and speed up the spaces inside you and outside you. Okay, are you still bothered by that?
No, and the family is a big part, and the other part is the people around me. Occasionally, not everyone.
Yeah,
Sometimes it could be my landlord, it could be someone
yeah.
that I talk to.
that's what I was.
Rejection.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's, you know, the family is just a symbol. It's just everyone. So we'll make you even with everyone else even with you, and make everyone around you or you connected in some way, including your family, ancestors, descendants, your neighbors, landlords, and bosses, coworkers, and whatever. Make everyone synchronize even. And then all even with you even with them. There's no difference. Okay, so also all other people know other people, you know you, and problem, no problem, pain, no pain, emotions, no emotions. And there's still a lot of misinterpretation, misinformation, and reactions and pain, and then shutting down. Okay, so that's a curse, and that needs numbers. Another 50,000 reasons and causes. The impact on you is beyond infinity. Neighbors, there's still some unevenness of your neighbors with everyone else was even with neighbors. Neighbors, no neighbors. You know you, neutral. Okay, do you still have that question?
At work is more troublesome because I mean, 100% of my time, 90% of my time is devoted to work. It seems like all the boss I interact with, they're very demanding, and they kind of have a slaving mentality. So
Okay,
and
so it's
they give me unnecessary work that
okay, I
is
got it.
overburdened. Yeah.
Okay, so it's your own physical intelligence shut down because your powerlessness in this world. You think yourself is alone and separate from the world, and then there's some powerlessness, and then you're shut down. When you're shut down, you cannot communicate or connect with others, and it will be a challenge anyone you deal with because your own intelligence is shut down. You close yourself off. So that's another curse, neutral. Also, your central nervous system gets stagnated because your own pressure to protect yourself from the world, from people who have more power, like your boss or whoever, and from men. Okay, so that's another curse, neutral. And also your physical intelligence shut down because your pain and memory and trauma as a child, being isolated and not wanted, not accepted, rejected, and discarded. So that's there's a lot of trauma and karma there. Okay, so delete that down to zero minus infinity. Okay, do you still feel the same way?
It's much better now.
Okay. All right, so you're good for now? Okay, thank you. We'll go to Ruth. Ruth, are you able to speak?
Yes,
Okay, what bothers you?
yes. I've a lot of, I don't know whether it's the weather or what, but lots of hip and back pain, to the point where I'm not able to do much.
Okay, so you have that right now?
Yes, it's been for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I don't really want to take a lot of pain pills.
Okay,
I
so
take
what
them
number
occasion-
is it right now?
Well, you know, the first person that you spoke with, my hip pain got better when you were speaking with him.
Mhm.
So it was about a 10, and now I'm at about a 5. The hip pain is better. The back is still hurting.
Okay, all right, let's take a look. So the back is about 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there is a,
Some areas and others. Right now, it's the back.
okay, so we'll just take a look. I mean, whatever resolved from other people, that's resolved. We don't have to worry about it.
Right.
That's why we do the group session. Everyone
Mhm.
benefit. Okay, so the back, there's definitely some trauma, but not yours. So in your area, the DC area, there's accumulative collective trauma related to government, and being that has something to do with backstabbing, and no one gets your back, and also kind of being kicked from the back. So anyway, we'll just neutralize that. The government karma of causing people negative experiences in DC area. So we remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Also, there's trauma coming from people around you, your neighbors, your friends, etc. Is actually male, and I feel male energy. So their pain, it's like a powerlessness or spineless kind of energy from male. So, so we're going to remove that from your back. Also, something you cannot get off your back. So what is that? It's some pressure, responsibility for your health, wellness, and fitness. And so your pressure and fear of taking care of your body and not taking care of your body. Anyway, so body related pain
Yes.
on your back.
And
Did-
so when there's a lot of pain, I'm not able to eat well or take care of myself
Right.
as
so
well. It's
yeah.
frustrating.
Okay, so we'll have to get that off your back. Okay, so we'll make you strong too. It's your responsibility, not responsibility, meaning your body. Okay, so neutral. There's a phobia from you and women around you in similar situation. People don't have a whole lot of support and care around them. So their collective pressure and phobia of breaking their back, like can't get up, like the commercial, and also breaking their back and become disabled and dependent and powerless. Okay, so we neutralize that. And your upper back is out of sync with legs out of sync with upper back. So we'll change that. And also feet, missing tail, and torso, and cranium. Okay, so all integrate and stabilize, and even and strong. And there's still a little bit trauma on the back there. This is not you. Actually, I feel a spirit there. So the spirit is from a family member. It's someone still alive. It's a woman, kind of a sister figure. Do you have anyone you can?
I'm not really, my family has rejected me, so I don't really have any contact with any family members.
Okay. Anyway, I feel a spirit, a
Mhm.
sister figure spirit here is her trauma that she did not have, or she doesn't have enough care, especially when she gets older. Anyway, so because
Mhm.
you have the similar energy, so there's some resonation. That's why her spirit is here. So we're just going to neutralize that and send her spirit back to her body and mind, and neutralize her grief and powerlessness and fear and phobia and negative anticipation. Okay, so neutral. And also the spirit, and there's still some karma with you. There's some unevenness. Okay, so change that. Okay, how does your back feel?
It feels better.
Okay, what number is it?
It's about a 3 now, and when you release that spirit, I felt a cooling, almost cold sensation.
Uh-huh. There's still some stagnation. There's some psychic energy from your family of traumatic energy, especially in women,
Mhm.
of fear, phobia, just fear of each other, fear of the world, fear of living, and fear of dying. So yeah, so where do you go? Anyway, so make all of you strong and neutral to living, not living, dying, not dying, problem, no problem, getting along, not getting along, together, not together, independent, not independent. Okay, so neutral, family, no family, past, no past, future, no future. Also getting your family's burden off you. So there is some expectation that you are kind of like your family, so you will experience what they experience. That's why you attract that energy. So that's a curse. Delete that. Okay, how does that feel?
Better. Better. Starting
Is
to get
it-
a little warmer. Yes.
Okay, do you still have pain on your back?
It's about a 1.
Okay, so there's some undeserving that coming from your family, not deserving 0, not deserving 100%, not deserving freedom, not deserving no problem, no issues, no drama, no trauma, nothing. Okay, so we're going to make you all neutral, mindless, spirit is empty and strong to nothing, having nothing, knowing nothing, and be nothing, and happy to be nothing. Okay, so change that and integrate the infinite potential with your central nervous system and your body, mind, spirit, and with your energy field. Okay, what number is it now?
I would say it's down to about a half. It's I
Perfection.
feel it's
Okay, so
almost gone.
obsession
yeah.
with perfect. The people who have taken the class, you know this. Okay, always perfect, never perfect. Always not perfect, never not perfect. Always 0, never 0. Always not 0, never not.
Mhm.
Always something, never something. Always not something, never not something. So nothingness actually weakens you, so you cannot be 0. So that's a curse neutral. Okay, so and I will speed up your mind. All right, do you still feel the pain?
No, it feels like a shadow of it, but it feels like it's resolved.
Okay, yeah, we resolve, delete the sensation, discomfort, and memory of it. Yeah, there's still some metabolic waste, dead cells, dead tissues, stagnated. So we integrate that with your lymphatic circulation, exit portals, black holes, wormholes, and speed up everything. Okay, how is that?
Much better.
Okay, good enough?
Yes. So the other problem, can you deal with the other problem?
What
Or
was your problem? I mean, yeah,
the relationship problem.
yeah, we only take one issue, but
Okay.
let me see. Yeah, this seems, well, if we have time, we'll come back. Let's just. do
Okay, thank
one.
you.
Yeah, and
Thank
once
you.
we go with one round and we'll see how much time. Okay, so next one we go to Sila. What's your question? So I'm going to unmute you, if you don't unmute. Okay, Sila. Can you unmute yourself? Unmute. Okay, let me see how I can find you. Where is the Sila? Okay, unmute.
Oh, here.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm having trouble connecting to my heart. I feel very numb, and it's affecting my relationships, and it's affecting me trying to rebuild my life out of love instead of fear and anxiety, which is what I've done all these years. So I can't, I just.
Okay, so your heart feels numb and then you cannot work on or make changes in your life in many areas.
Right, operating out of, I'd like to operate out of love and from my heart space instead of out of my mind and fear and anxiety.
Okay. All right, so first thing is your spirit. There's some stagnation of spirit. So the spirit locks in, past experiences and traumas, memories, and negative emotions, and etc. So we need to, so your spirit is shut down. It's shut down due to your mental trauma that you cannot move on. Okay, so we'll remove that. And first we're going to speed up your spirit and integrate spirit with the mind, with the body, and make 3 of them separately strong together, strong and evenly strong, and speed up everything to the speed of the light and beyond. And you also have some resistance to not to be fast. You want to take things slow to make man of everything and to repair step by step. And that's totally not necessary. We can just delete that faulty program, and fast, not fast, slow, not slow, time, no time, space, no space. So we're going to integrate your physical intelligence with all planets and all the space, any kind of space inside, outside, and also synchronize your system, your central nervous system to, again, being nothing. And when you're nothing, you're the fastest. Okay, so also neutrality of your spirit, neutrality of your central nervous system, neutrality of your energy field, neutrality of people around. So people around serve as a reminder of your inability to make changes. So that's a karma. We're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. People, no people. You, no you. Problem, no problem. Changes, no changes. Stuck, not stuck. Pain, no pain. Pressure, no pressure. Neutral. Still, your midline is not integrated with with the speed of the light. So we change that. The heart is shut down due to your grief of unfulfillment. So you have expectation of this happiness and this new life. You have this imagery of some life, how life should be, and then you shut yourself down if you're not achieving that. And so that's a curse. We'll remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Love, there's a misinterpretation of love. That is a curse. Neutral. Operating from love, not operating from love, that's also mental concept. We make that neutral. Mind, no mind, neutral. Relationships, problems, no relationships, no problems, neutral. And nam, not neutral. And there's still some trauma in your spirit that's coming from your childhood, being shut down, not allowed to express yourself. To express your love or hate. And meanwhile, everyone else could express their love and hate towards you or others. So there's some resentment that you are singled out and unable to express yourself. Okay, so neutralize all that. Okay, do you feel same or different?
Feel different. I feel like I'm floating. I'm very different.
Okay, does that bother you? Do you still have this question?
Well, I still have a fear. I think it has to do with my foundation. The crypto markets are bothering me. The financial markets are.
Yeah, that's a collective. So you're spiritually attached to fear, to any sort of fear. So there's an identification with fear. And then if there's any fear, you go there. So the market, yourself, physical intelligence, separately strong, together strong. Market, no market. Crypto, no crypto. Panicking, not panicking. Down, up, or even a neutral. Anticipation, future, no control, no power. Chaos, that's also occurs, neutral. Crypto, brain cells, evenly strong, separately strong, together strong, evenly strong. Crypto, neutral, and any other form of the market. So make that triad, even and neutral. Okay, do you still have that fear?
A little bit, yeah, it's still there.
Okay, so exit portals, black holes, holes, metabolic waste, dead cells, phobia. Again, no control of your emotions, your feelings, your thinking. That's a curse, neutral. Identifying, not identifying, also neutral. Reaction, no reaction. Emotions, no emotions. Pain, no pain. Problem, no problem. Okay, does that still bother you?
No, it's good. Thank you.
All right, so next one we go to Sylvia. Let's see.
Hi, I'm here.
So, yeah, namaskaram.
Welcome.
All right, so what's your, what bothers you?
So I've been, every time I wake up in the morning, my body is really, I feel like it's heavy. And then I feel most of the heaviness in the back of my head.
Okay,
Like, yeah, my spinal, yeah, mostly on my shoulders.
do you feel them right now?
I feel the back of my head and my shoulders right now.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I've been moving, I don't feel so much my body right now, but
yeah. So I feel there's some pressure and grief and responsibilities and burden coming from your ancestors, from male ancestors. That's your father, grandfather, etc. So their burden on their shoulder, responsibilities, everyone else's happiness and well-being. Okay, so we neutralize that. In the morning, morning and the evening and afternoon. So make it 24 hours even for you and energetically. Okay, so do that. Still something on your shoulder, which can be a pain in the neck for you. So it's actually you're carrying your husband on your shoulder. You feel responsible for his happiness, his well-being, and his emotions, etc. He has burden for his own happiness, and so you both feel responsible for his happiness. That's a curse, neutral. His back, what's on his back? So he has this pressure and powerlessness to figure out what he is supposed to do to be happy. And then he overthinks and then get stagnated and shut down. Okay, so we neutralize him for that. His back, your back, even, separately strong, together strong. His back, there's still pressure coming from himself to have someone behind, someone has his back, especially you. So he prefers you have his back, and there's a pain and grief that he doesn't feel you have his back. Okay, so neutralize that. And your upper back is uneven with rest of body uneven with upper back. And your back, his back, and there's still some unevenness. Okay, so change that. Also, there's both of you have pain of turning your back on each other, meaning just not close, not closely connected. So there's pain and grief and frustration and powerlessness. Okay, so neutral, separately strong, together strong, geometric foundation strong. Okay. Same or different?
a little bit better. Yeah, I feel a little
So
bit
his
more.
resistance to be happy unless he has you behind him.
Mhm.
He's not allowing himself to be free unless you provide him with the happiness he thinks he needs from you. So that's a curse. Also, his pressure to wait for you to change your mind or your decisions or plans for him to be content. Okay, so neutral, still his back, there's still pressure, his pressure to turn his back towards you till you submit to him, his will. So that's another curse. Also, he turns his back against himself and because he doesn't want to look inwardly to see where he can find happiness there. So, and that's also a curse. Neutral. Okay, same or different?
Different.
Okay, do you still feel the heaviness?
No, not so much.
Okay, alrighty, so that's resolved. Next one is May. May, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what bothers you?
I have burning itchiness in my genital area and pubic bone area.
Okay, is there any trigger you can identify?
No, I can't.
Okay. All right, so it's a physical, non-physical. It's a psychic. Psychic meaning it's not yours. It's from, I'm getting from ancestors. Ancestors, women. There's accumulative, collective ancestors, pain, anger, irritation, frustration regarding their body, their relationships with men and their sexual experiences, and also the respect or disrespect they experience from men. Okay, so we neutralize that. Your irritation, you yourself is unable to handle problems in relationships and family and in your surroundings. And there's some self-destruction. So debilidad, down to 0 minus infinity. Also the skin in the area is out of sync with brain cells out of sync with that area, the skin in that area. Also the skin in the area shut down because your own pain and powerlessness about future, getting what you believe you should get. And also there's some self-punishment for not getting what you think you should get. I have no knowledge of your what's going on in your life, but that's the energy I'm getting. Okay, so that's a curse. We're going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity. Also, the area, the quantum particles are uneven, atoms, molecules, and cells are uneven. Tissues, okay, that's fine. Also, the skin is uneven with the rest of the body uneven with the skin in the area. Also, the skin in the area still shut down because women in your family, there is a collective pain of no protection and some humiliation and being attacked, especially by men. Okay, so we resolve that down to 0 minus infinity. And then we speed up your physical intelligence and your body, mind, spirit. Okay, do you notice any change?
A little.
Okay, so your brain cells communication among themselves is slow, is actually shut down because your fear of some serious illness you don't know about and also anticipations. There's no solutions, and it will get worse, get more comfortable, and powerlessness. Okay, so that's a vicious cycle. We're going to remove that. Also, your midline shut down because your anticipation, your body is not functioning well, getting older, or something is wrong, not fixable, breaking down, falling apart, etc., etc. So that's also occurs. I'm going to remove that down to 0 minus infinity and speed up your mind, your central nervous system, and also the energy around you, especially the area there. Also the exit portals, lymphatic circulation, integration to the area. We're going to strengthen that. Metabolic waste, acidity, irritation, neutral. Okay, same or different?
A little different.
Okay, so there, let's say when we first started talking, what number would you give it, the sensation?
7 or 8. Now it's like 5 or 6.
Okay, so I'm feeling the energy is cleared, but there's still some resistance, not coming from you, from outside, from your family. Something about your daughter. Your daughter has some, do you have a daughter?
Yes, I do.
How old is she, may I ask?
19.
Okay, so she has some resistance, future, being comfortable with herself. Her pain of not being comfortable with herself, including her body, her sexuality, her personality, her social standing, just in a lot of areas. She's not very comfortable and resisting to be comfortable. So that's a vicious cycle. We're going to remove that, and that bothers you. Okay, so we're going to neutralize that. And your physical intelligence and her physical intelligence evenly strong, separately strong, together strong. Her physical intelligence, make that stable, neutral, and fit. And also your boundaries, geometric foundation, strong and stable. Still her trauma, no control, future, her body, her pain, and man, and everything, career, education, study, and her destinies, and etc. So she's just she has a lot on her mind, and there's some irritation with herself and with just living in this world, having so much to deal with. Okay, so neutralize that. Your head trauma, powerlessness to help your loved ones, including your daughter, to be happy, to be comfortable, to be at ease, and to relax. Okay, so neutralize that. And separately strong, together strong. Telepathic communication, mutual understanding, and integration, strong. Okay, what number is it now?
3.
Still coming from her. Her exit portals is clogged up. It's because still her powerlessness to handle the challenges in life. And so she just chooses to shut down. Okay, so do remove that. Also her pressure to be perfect, to solve her problems, to figure things out, and to have answers, and to be happy on her own. Okay, so that's also causing stagnation, irritation, and fear. Okay, so change. Still her trauma, future, now knowing uncertainty, and there's some impending doom and negative anticipation. Okay, so neutralize that. Still, she is bothered by herself. There's some irritation, anger towards herself, for unable to handle everything in life without too much struggle and effort. Okay, so neutral. So both of your exit portals, black holes, wormholes, and physical intelligence and speed of the light. Okay, so what number is now?
I feel the number goes up. Like,
Goes up, okay.
yeah.
Her spirit is here now. So there's some anger energy from her. Because she just wants to, I know nothing about her, but what I'm getting is she wants to solve all her problems on her own. She doesn't want you to mendel anything. So she's a bit angry that we're even addressing her issues behind her back. And so what can we do? We're going to stabilize her central nervous system and her brain cells, also the empty space in her brain, and also make her neutral to herself, not herself, help, no help, support, no support, family, no family, problem, no problem, alone, not alone, together, not together, issues, no issues, pain, no pain, future, no future, knowledge, no knowledge, neutral. Still her physical intelligence shut down due to her pressure to be smart, to be perfect, and to have to be admired, respected, and independent. Okay, so change that. Okay, any change?
The same.
You're shutting down because your pain and fear that she will not be happy with you. She will dislike you, not love you if you did something she doesn't like. Also, your actually phobia that she will leave you, abandon you, and to be completely on her own. Okay, so that's a curse. So two of you have karma of unevenness and out of syncness. Two of you separately strong, together strong. Also two of you mutual understanding, connection, integration, and evenness, telepathic communication, strong. Also there's she has some spiritual trauma this from her childhood. Well, she felt abandoned by you, and you didn't care about her for some reason. Okay, so we remove that from her spirit. Also her spiritual trauma, childhood, being alone and no support and no comfort and no peace. Okay, so doing that, down to zero minus infinity. Also her spiritual trauma, past life, on instability and problem with her own daughter when she was a mother, and so all that spiritual trauma, neutral. Same or different?
Better.
Okay. still there's still more to do with her. I'm just going to do another minute, and maybe if it's not resolved, it may be better to do a private session because we're kind of digging a little deeper now. So anyway, her spiritual pain, her childhood, because I don't know you, I never talked to you, and so it seems like there are more things we could resolve with more time available. Okay, so anyways, her spiritual trauma, childhood, and what is that? Her powerlessness, something to do with you. It's like you expect her to be a certain way, to do something, and she didn't want to. So there's some powerlessness and shutting down, close off. Okay, so that's a curse neutral, and that irritates you. Okay, so change that. Your physical intelligence, there's some trauma. She is not the way you want her to be, and you are not the way she wants you to be. So there's a conflict, unevenness, and drama and trauma, etc. Okay, so neutral. Okay, how is it now?
Still 5 or 6.
Okay, so so she is shutting down again. Now we're dealing with 2 people. So do you mind if we, because we only have 30 minutes and still have 4 or 5 people. And if we have time, we go back or we do something more privately. Is that okay with you? Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So next one is Leah. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. So, yeah, I never met you before. So what bothers you?
I have pretty frequent headaches.
Do you
during the
have one
day.
now?
No.
Okay. What time does it usually come up?
Either in the morning or around 1 or 2.
Okay, so this is not physical, it's actually spiritual. So there is actually 1, 2, 3, there's spirits come and go. This spirit kind of follows you around in your room. So is it random? Not random. Ancestors, no. Descendants, no. Family, no. Friends, are they still alive? Yeah, so it's 3 of them. Good. So it seems like old boys or old man, I don't know your age. So anyway, so there's 3 male spirits. Seems like you had some relationship with them before, and that's unresolved, and they are a headache for you and you're a headache for them. Okay, so we just resolve all this karma of being a headache, past, future, relationships, man, you, unevenness, and unfulfillment. Okay, so delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Collectively, you and them, the collective pressure, unpleasant experiences, disappointment, frustration, irritation, resentment, and just annoyance. Okay, so delete that down to 0 minus infinity. And make all of you even, separately strong, together strong. And also collectively, there's still some unevenness in terms of your spirits. So even out all your spirits. And also collectively, you have pressure, not having headache in life, not having headache in relationships, not having headache with opposite genders, not having headaches with intimate relationships, not having headaches with family relationships. Okay, so neutralize all that down to 0 minus infinity. Okay, do you feel same or different?
Different.
Okay, so when you think of that, do you still have that concern or question regarding the headache?
Nope.
Okay, well, that was easy. Okay, thank you. And so let's go to Evelyn. Evelyn, are you there?
Evelyn, yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, what bothers you?
For me, what bothers me is I cannot like I already been in the US for about 10 years. I still cannot communicate in English very fluently. And when I speak in public or demo in front of people, I become very nervous and cannot express myself properly or
Okay. All right. So it's about not speaking English well and expressing yourself in public. Okay. So first of all, I'm getting misinterpretation. Your misinterpretation about your ability to speak English publicly, and you have obsession to think your inability to speak English publicly. Also, you have a misinterpretation about yourself, and that's a curse. And,
what does that mean? So,
I'm sorry.
what does that mean? Misinterpretation of myself?
You get the wrong idea. You're
Oh.
saying something, but that's not true. That's misinterpretation. It's just made up, to be blunt. Okay. So, and then you believe that, and you keep repeating the same story over and over, and then it's just become much heavier energy to resolve. So that's one we call that a curse. So we delete that curse down to zero minus infinity. Also, English speaking, Chinese speaking, or any other language speaking, all even. And the speaking, public, private, all even. Speaking is just a speaking, you know, all the other things is just all the concept and limitation you add to yourself. Also the self, no self, neutral, and future, no future, neutral, pain, no pain, neutral. America, English speaking, there's a phobia, not just from you, from collectively, you know, immigrants. There's a collective phobia of America, English speaking, and not accepted. Okay, so that's a collective curse, neutral. Still self, your misinterpretation of yourself as something different from everyone else, and that create unevenness of you with everyone else, especially to the public, to English speakers, other language speakers, or non-speakers, etc., etc. So make it even with every being on this universe, no difference. Okay, that's strong. Expression, no expression, being heard, not being heard, being understood, not being understood, neutral. Also, you have a pressure and expectation, not being understood and being misinterpreted, being misspoken. And so that comes from your ancestors, female ancestors. So we remove that down to zero minus infinity. And also powerlessness to express yourself perfectly, clearly, so that the pressure, and that causes you to shut down your brain cells, and then you cannot speak well. Okay, so that's a vicious cycle. Okay, do you still have concern for that?
Not quite sure, but
okay, does that still bother when you think of your speaking English in public? Does that still bother you? Do you still feel nervous?
Maybe not.
Okay, so maybe that means your physical intelligence shutting down because your negative anticipation, future, not having enough, not adequate, not getting enough, not perfect, not good enough, and just not enough as as an individual. Okay, so that's a curse, neutral. And also your physical intelligence shut down coming from your overthinking negatively, future, past, and interpreting things according to your past and future, past memory, future anticipation. So that's another curse, neutral. Okay, how does that feel?
I can feel, yes, you touch on my problems. Yeah.
So when you think of this English speaking concern, do you still feel stressed about it?
Better.
Okay, so are you still bothered?
Mm,
Okay, so I got it. So you still feel there's a not deserving happiness, fulfillment, contentment ever. Okay, not deserving, be comfortable at peace with yourself, not deserving to have nothing to do, nothing to think about, nothing to worry about, nothing to interpret, to analyze, to theorize, to tell your story about it. Okay, so we delete that. That's definitely occurs. Delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Neutrality, mind is spirit is empty. Okay, neutrality of your spirit in your energy field and the space inside. Okay, do you still relate to that question?
no, I feel good.
Okay, all right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Jingling, are you there? Okay, what bothers you?
So I think I just get stressed really easily for college and my relationship with food and energy. And I think that's affecting my eczema and also like my happiness overall, how I like need to be approved by others kind of.
Okay. All right. So number one is your central nervous system shut down because collective overthinking from college, from youth in this culture, and also from your family regarding food, health, nutrition, and environment, future goals, and career, etc., etc. Okay, so we neutralize that. Also, your central nervous system gets stagnated, stagnation because your own overthinking future, how to control all these issues, how to control your thoughts, minds, emotions, how to control your actions, how to control outcomes. Okay, so that's also a vicious cycle. Delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Still, your central nervous system, your physical intelligence shut down due to your fear, phobia, future, no control, and then there's some impending doom and powerlessness. That's also occurs. Delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Now we need to speed up your mind, central nervous system, and spirit, and speed up your thinking, speed up active portals, speed up the integration of your brain cells with the all other cells in the body, and acne reactions shutting down, no protection, future, female, and imperfection. Okay, so we'll change all that under 0 minus infinity. There's still pressure coming from your family, especially from your mother, for perfection, control, health, wellness, diet, nutrition, food, and even supplements, future, knowledge, expectation, obsession. Okay, so the neutralize all that. All right, does that feel same or different for you?
I think a little better.
Okay.
The main thing is like I feel like energy relates to a lot. My lack of energy relates a lot to my happiness, and like in the moment when I'm happy, I feel like I'm not like really in there in the moment. I feel like I'm just like thinking about other things that are like not about myself.
Yeah. Okay. So your spirit is out of sync with time and space. Your spirit is in some other places in some other time. And also your spiritual memory from the past, this lifetime mainly, that you're always kind of out of the circle, out of your place, out of sort, out of comfort. So we need to remove that and synchronize your spirit with time and space, with here and now, and with your surroundings, with people, with everything you do, all events happening, and also with future. Okay, even though there's no future, but we'll still do that. And that's how we play. Okay, and still I'm getting your mother's pressure to perfection, female perfection, control, power, being in charge. Okay, so neutralize that. Also your mother's fear if otherwise. Okay, so that down to 0 minus infinity. Your mother's physical intelligence and yours evenly strong and stable and neutral. Also her physical intelligence stagnation coming from her overthinking of your problems, and that also causes your physical intelligence become slower, and also a lot of thinking thoughts. It can be hers or other people's thoughts on about you. So anyway, so we'll just make you strong to all that, and make her spirit to be neutral, stable. Minded spirit is empty. Minded spirit is empty. Okay. Still, two of you are uneven and not synchronized. Her physical intelligence is not in sync with time and space. Okay, so change. All right, same or different?
I think more or less the same.
You're shutting down because you're feared that your mother's has influence on you and you have no control of your own life. And her fear of you don't take care of your life, yourself, and she has no power over it. So that's a neutral curse down to 0 minus infinity. Still her physical intelligence, stagnation, her overthinking her problems, not fixing it, and that also shut down her physical intelligence, and you're spiritually attached to that too. Okay, so boundaries, both of your boundaries are weak, and also your family uneven, everyone in family uneven, family collective karma of unevenness, and that comes from ancestors past and then projected to the future. All right, same or different?
That feels better. Thank you.
Okay. Alrighty. So last one is Ella. Are you there, Ella?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah. What bothers you?
Mostly, I have like a big worry about being behind in my finances and feeling that because I'm behind in my finances, I have a creative block to finish any project.
Creative project. Okay. So first thing is the stagnation from your family, women in the family. There's a collective stagnation, pressure, creativity, prosperity, success, perfection, happiness, fulfillment, and freedom. Okay, so we neutralize that. Also family, accumulative grief and powerlessness of lacking of above. Okay, so neutral. And your own physical intelligence and their physical intelligence are out of sync with the space and the universe. Okay, so change that. Also collective, family, self-sabotaging, not deserving prosperity, abundance, and power, control, and happiness. This comes from ancestors, culture, and religious limitations. Okay, so change that. And all of your central nervous system are uneven with time and space. Also family, collective inhibition or shutting down false tools regarding their creativity and financial potentials and integration with the infinite potentials. The reason is still not deserving as a woman, as female, and that's coming from culture, religion, and education. Whatever education you get can be even yourself, your communities, etc. Okay, so that's a curse, neutral. Still, your family, still some unevenness with the world uneven with your family. Still some not deserving to have your desires met. In the meantime, to have prosperity, abundance. So that's a curse, neutral. Okay, same or different?
It's a little bit better. I feel it like more in my chest.
Okay, so I'm getting it's coming from your mother, her shutting down, central nervous system shutting down, heart shutting down, because of her grief of unable to help all her loved ones, especially women, to achieve happiness, prosperity, and abundance and freedom. Her grief and powerlessness to be like that herself, and her powerlessness to guide all of you towards that goal, powerless to make changes, to be different, to be unstuck, and to be free. That's a curse, neutral. Her physical intelligence and yours evenly strong. And her brain cells, your brain cells also synchronize, and also spirit even synchronize and connect. Also, all of your physical intelligence still shut down because the pressure and burden to be different from what you are now. So that's a curse. That's a big one. How many reasons? The impact is beyond infinity. So many, many reasons. Okay, so we delete that down to 0 minus infinity. Okay, are you still bothered by that?
No, I feel better. Thank you.
Okay. All right, perfect. Let's see, do we need to do, I'm just going to close with a group strengthening again. So first thing we're going to, so we did a lot of strengthening, and you may be releasing something in any form. So we're just going to speed up everyone's physical intelligence, exit portals, and also integrate your physical intelligence with space, with all planets, with your inner space, with your inner structure, and your exit portals, blood flow, lymphatic, and remove all the metabolic waste, dead cells, dead tissues, unwanted energies, psychic energy, emotional energy, spiritual energy, and mental energy, any toxicity in any form. So we're going to do that. Also integrate space and structure and space, and stabilize it, and spiritual, everyone's spiritual stability, neutrality, and fitness. And strengthen everyone to 100% infinite potential and 0 minus infinity. And also everyone's midline synchronize with brain cells with midline, and delete all the limitation, mental, emotional, psychological, psychic, spiritual, and environmental limitations down to zero minus infinity, and connect you again to your infinite potential, to be everything, to be nothing, to be it all, and to also be nothing, no thing. Okay, so anything, I think that's good. So thank you everyone for joining in, and if you have any feedback, feel free to email me. And I think the recording is still on, and if you would like this recording, let me know, I will send it out. So let me just pause. Okay, bye. By the way, there is still a training class happening next weekend. There's still space if you would like to learn to use this technique to resolve your issues or your family's issues on the spot. And let me know if you are interested. Okay, take good care. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon. Bye.